Hey, what's up everybody? Coach Mike, Coach Sarah here with CU Jiu-Jitsu, and we're gonna go over a few back escapes. So I'm gonna give you 3 back escapes that I like to do. These are very basic ones, and I like to stick with them because at the basics level, they just carry you all the way from white belt, I believe, all the way to black belt. It's something I think I'll use once I'm still a black belt. These work really well for me, and so I just thought I would share with you too. Okay, so the first one that we're going to go over is kind of the first one I ever learned. I do it, though I find it's a little bit more difficult than the others. So that said, let's look at it. So I'm always, no matter what, controlling this choking arm, which is the arm that's coming over the top of my shoulder here. From here, guys, all I'm going to do is I'm going to push back into my partner. Now, let's recognize one thing, too. When we practice from the back, like her back attacks are usually, we practice out of the seated position, and my escapes will start out of the seated position. But this is not a normal thing. This is not where in real life or in competitive life where you usually find yourself. You're usually like already dumped to a side. So from here, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to control this arm. I'm going to start to turn my hips to the ceiling. Now from here, my partner is either going to try to maintain their hook very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep good shoulder pressure back into her by pushing up like I'm doing a bridge. And now I'm going to walk my feet around like a clock. So I'm walking, turn. I'm looking to make this side hook weak. Once it's weak, I pop it off and I get over the top of it. My butt can come down on the top of it at this point. From here, I continue to apply pressure. If this hook is still strong here, then I can control with this side hand. Let's turn so you can see that. If this hook is still strong here, I can control with my weak side hand, and now I can look to help press that off as well. Once it's off, I always like to come back to a 2-on-1. I'm going to use my shoulders into her, so my hips are going to raise, and I'm going to pressure back, pressing her flat into the ground here, and I'm going to keep trying to get a little bit more perpendicular. Once I find myself in a good spot, my strong side arm is going to go to the ground. So I'm going to look to elbow the ground, almost like I'm going to put my hand into the pocket. So if we turn, it's coming right here. Notice this hand hasn't left the choking arm. So from here, I like to grab the pants or just put my arm on the ground as a wedge. My foot will turn right here. Is going to come all the way underneath. So when I transition, come back, right here. I push it off, I walk. I find myself space here. I switch. Now from here, I'm still controlling this hand. I can come back through to side control or look to start working on like Kimura and stuff like that. And so that's our first escape, okay? So our second escape. Our second escape is a little bit more simple. All it consists of me is controlling this arm and getting my shoulders to the mat. When I think of concepts of back escapes, the second I get my shoulders parallel to the mat, I'm a little bit more safe, if not mostly safe, from any of the attacks that she can do. She'll have to make a choice about either coming on top or trying to fight even harder for my back. But usually I'll find that we're going to find ourselves in a scramble for the top position. We're going to turn just a little bit here. So I'm going to control this top arm, same way. So again, I'm controlling over the hand. I like in the gi, I can grab the gi and pull that elbow forward and down. I'm also shrugging, tucking my chin, okay? Anything to take away this space from her that she wants to get into. See how my voice changes? So the more I can keep this, the better. First thing I'm thinking about, put my head on the ground, which means my head has to go to the opposite side of her. So for this, we're falling to that weak side, which is that underhook side. I go down and put my head under her. If you're struggling to put your head underneath your partners, if they're really tight here, I bring my head forward and I put the top of my head on the ground first, and then I come back. Now from here, sort of like the last one, my hips are going to go parallel to the ceiling, and I'm going to start to look into my partner. Why do I want to look in? Because I want my right shoulder, my inside shoulder, to drop towards the ground. Same. All I'm doing is pulling down here. I'm trying to take this off of my neck, off of my shoulder. So as I push feet to butt, and I start to turn, we get to right here. My shoulders are parallel to the ground. here's that scramble. She's got a choice, either fight for my back or come up. Usually, your partner is going to come up in this position. She's lost the ability to really control and pull this back over. She can keep her legs scissored here to try to stop me from coming up, but that's about the best that she's going to get. And at some point, if she wants to come up, she's got to unhook her legs usually. So I'm just going to control this. So this hand, same, controls that wrist. Inside hand controls the leg, just like we did with the first escape. So now, as I come through, I'm looking to push out, and either she comes up, she will either mount. The second scenario, she ends in half guard, or even better, maybe, as I'm pushing away, she probably ends in side control, right? For me, all of this is better than ending with her on my back choking. So, anything where she's not here, this is the worst position in my opinion. Mount maybe second, right? I'd rather have her in front of me where I can defend things easier. Third escape that we're going to do now, the third escape that we're going to do, involves us taking this arm to the opposite side of my head. Now, I'm here. If I just pull down, I can't do this, right? Because now it's being pulled down. To pull it over my head, I've got to push it up. So what I'm going to look to do is this. Feet come in, pulling her feet together, and like a slide, I'm coming down. At the same time, I'm going to push this arm over and around my head. To make it easier, I'm going to look towards her hands. So it comes down and over. So if I go slow, I put it right next to my ear and I hook. A little bit more real speed on that here. I'm here, right here, very fast. Next thing I'm looking to do is I'm going to push myself, my shoulders into the mat. I like to go to the side where she's got no posts. This will also protect me from the arm bar, okay, which we'll get to later, right? So I fall on this leg, making it hard for her to bring that leg around to get that arm bar, so I'm here now. Now I'm pretty safe. Her arms are all on this side. Are there things she can do to me? Sure. Always recognize there's still a potential threat of danger in almost any position. But I'm safe from the choke here, and I'm safe from the arm bar. So now I'm turning my hips just like usual, pushing away. When she starts to come towards me, I'm controlling that leg and hip. And now it's a scramble. Got that strong hip? I might end in the guard, okay? If I don't have strong hips, she's going to end on top of me. Again, either mount, half guard, or side control. Any of these situations is better than her on your back and choking you. And so this is how we're going to escape the back. So I hope you learned something today. Thanks, Sarah, for helping me out. Adios.